Money Talks with Charter Bank, a show about money and financial issues that affect you. One-to-one banking is how we measure success. Money Talks with Charter Bank. Hello everybody and welcome to Money Talks with Charter Bank. Money Talks is a 30-minute show about financial matters and money that affect you on a daily basis. Tonight we have a very special guest. I'm so excited to have our guest here who plays a very significant role in managing the state of Mississippi, whose mission is to secure and invest the financial trust for the state of Mississippi. What a great mission that is. Please join me in welcoming our guest tonight, the State Treasurer of Mississippi, Lynn Fitch.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, great. It's great to have you here. We're so excited to have you here. Coming down from Jackson and being here in Jackson County and Pascagoula, it really means a lot to us. And I know you do make several trips to be with us here on the coast, and it really does mean a lot to us, and it makes a huge difference. You know, as we get into the show, I think it's important for the audience to get to know you a little bit. So if you don't mind, give us a little bit of your background and maybe the path that you've taken to become the Chief Financial Officer for the state of Mississippi.
Well, thanks, Rich. I will. And first I'll say I always enjoy being on the coast. Everyone is so gracious and very welcoming, and it means a lot to me as well.
Good.
So thank you for saying
Wonderful.
that.
Thank you.
I've been very blessed in my career path to begin where at the Attorney General's office when I got out of law school, and had an opportunity at that point to represent clients. We started assigning clients. My clients were the Treasury, the Department of Finance and Administration, MDA, Mississippi Development Authority, which was something else back then, and to be engaged with the banking department. So those are my clientele, and the State Bond Commission. I'm a business major. I went to University of Mississippi, got both degrees. So having the business principles, again, helped me as I took on those clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
From there, I was very fortunate because I was Ways and Means Counsel at the House of Representatives. So again, being able to now write bills that involved bonds and taxes, which is exactly what I'd been doing previously at the Attorney General's office. So it just kind of continued to evolve. Then I moved on into private practice where I was a bond lawyer.
Wow.
So again, a very important piece of my career path. And again, I'll say I never planned this. This is God's way of looking out for me and getting me to this ultimate level because he was the one that created the path. And I was in private practice as a bond attorney. Got a call to come back to state government. And state government and public service is truly my heart. So when I got the call from Governor Barber's office to come back to the Department of Employment Security and serve as the deputy there and serve as the chairman of the Board of Appeals, I was delighted. So
absolutely.
That's an employment agency, and we had a big task, and we were doing a lot of things as far as unemployment and employment, becoming the employment agency for the state. Then I was appointed by Governor Barber to serve as the executive director of the State Personnel Board. That was an agency where you oversee 32,000 state employees and their HR interests.
Wow.
And so
that's a big job.
When the seat became available, I looked at my skill set and what I had learned over the last 30 years and felt like it was an opportunity to serve the state in this capacity because I'd run a couple of agencies, I understand the piece of government, and at the same time I understood the financial aspects, the bonds, again, banking and so forth. So it really gave me a very good war chest and tool chest to be able to come forth and serve as a state treasurer.
You know, that's a great path to success, but I think your background, education, and the work that you've done really, I think, led you to this position. And I think the state of Mississippi is very fortunate to have you in that position. You know, I've seen you here on the coast several times, and when you're here, you speak about some of the programs and initiatives that you and your staff have put together and have implemented over the last several years. What are the top 2 or 3 that you think might be the most successful and have the most impact to the citizens of the state of Mississippi?
Well, we've been very fortunate. We came in and we looked and said, how can we make a difference? What's not the status quo? What are the initiatives that will help the citizens of Mississippi? And so I'm very blessed. Again, I have a wonderful team that I have the opportunity to work with, and that makes a difference as you are moving forth with the different initiatives. Certainly, we've been able to look at our college savings programs, Impact and Max, two critical college saving vehicles that we needed to address. There's been an unclaimed property issue that we have been very forthcoming in trying to get monies back to the individuals and the rightful owners, and so to date we're a little over $33 million in getting monies back to the individuals. Again, what an economic development driver.
Absolutely, and who would have ever thought that there would be that much money that needs to go back to the residents?
Oh,
in the state of Mississippi.
Such a blessing, and as what politician gets to give money back? So it's been wonderful, and that's the real personal side of this office, is having the opportunity to pair up the owners with their dollars, because they are their dollars.
Yeah.
And then
You're
the
truly
team
our
initiative.
hero,
No, thank you. The team initiative, which is the treasurer's education about money, which is about
yes.
personal finance, and that's been a very exciting and positive initiative that we're moving forward with.
Absolutely. The show Money Talks is a show about money and financial issues. One of our preeminent sort of focuses is financial education. And I know, and you just mentioned it, the team effort that you guys have going is so refreshing. It's so unique. Tell us a little bit about team and how maybe it got started. What made you think of that? How it's going, and then we'll get into maybe how we can join the effort.
Okay, that'd be great. Team started as I was looking at the state and looking at all the financial factors, and realized we've just done a disservice to our children because they're not taught about personal finance. And so, many of us were in school, and how do we reach out and get them to understand that they don't need to be afraid of money, they need to be empowered by money.
Right.
But they have to understand how it works. So in looking at that over and deciding, okay, what do we do, how do we move forward, and where do you begin to pick what's the right factor to start off with? So we looked at it, and we looked at factors such as, there was a report that came out recently called the FINRA report, Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. And unfortunately it said Mississippi is the least financially capable state in the country. Well, that to me was the pivotal moment that we had to move forward. We had to really address this issue and begin to change the financial culture.
Yeah.
Now, we'd love to do it in so many different arenas, but we started off with the 9th through 12th grade, and there's several components. Team is a public-private partnership.
Right.
Because you need to have all the partners that you can saying, we believe in you as children, we believe that you're going to be our next workforce, and to really boost them into their next level. So it is truly a team effort. So what we've done is we've partnered up with the MCEE, which is the Mississippi Council on Economic Education, and they're providing the teacher training. Important.
Super. Yeah.
Teachers are critical.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you think about the teachers, they have a wide circle of influence. So teachers understanding it, then getting along with the children and teaching them, that's just a win-win situation. So then from the students' perspective, we partnered up with Everfi, which is a digital web-based company, and so there's a tool being utilized to teach the children. And again, it's interactive, it's on the web, they teach it on the computers, their smartphone, iPads, whatever, because that's the way the generation works in that regard. So a super opportunity to have our teachers and our children being put together.
Absolutely.
So we looked at it.
So it starts at which grade?
9th through the 12th grade.
9th through the 12th, okay. Pretty much high school, junior high, high school age.
Absolutely. And it's a decision based on whether the superintendent would like to bring it into the schools, or the principals or the high school teachers that see the need. The schools that have already participated, there was a pilot program that was occurred for the last 3 years. And I tell you, it was amazing. It showed that these children that took this course and had teachers that were there with them, they increased their personal finance knowledge by over 40%.
Wow, that's great. I was listening to the radio on the way over, and I heard a conversation about what is being taught in schools and how things have changed over time, where I guess in school, when I was in school, and it was several years ago, I took shop. All the guys took shop, and all the girls did home ec. And things have changed since then. And I guess my point is that coming in with the opportunity for the students to really raise their knowledge of how finances work, budgeting and all of that, prepares them better to go out and be successful in the community, create a great family environment, and be successful. So I think that's a great effort, and you guys really do need to be commended for that.
Oh, thank you so much. Well,
Yeah.
we see an exciting future with this. You know, high schools ultimately like to get into the middle schools, the elementary, colleges, and universities, because, again, the more times you can touch a child about financial literacy, the better off they are. As we change the financial culture of our state, they become a better workforce.
Yeah.
You know, as we're growing our companies, we're bringing in new businesses. You want a workforce that understands money.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to be better stewards of the company's dollars if they're better stewards of their own.
There's no question about that. And speaking of corporations, individuals, nonprofits, how do they fit into this, and how can they help push team forward?
Well, it's exciting. The team effort, we have several levels so that you can participate as a company, a small business, an individual, and give dollars through a 501, and it makes it very accessible to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
And so we would encourage people to actually, become part of the team, give dollars, but also if you'd like to donate some time, because again, I think it's important that children, particularly high schoolers, see us in the community talking
Absolutely.
about why we think it's critical for them to learn personal finance.
No question
So you can go to
about
our website or call us, and our website is just www.treasurerlynnfitch.com, and go to the team page, and then we've got options to sign up there, or call our office, and we'll be happy to visit.
Super. Well, thank you so much for being here. This kind of wraps up our first segment, and I want to thank you all for being here as well. And I know everyone's going to want to be part of the team, so go online and look at their website, look at the state treasurer's website, and learn more and become part of the team. So we've concluded this segment, so please stay tuned and join us in just a few minutes, and we'll be right back.
If our lives are getting so much better, why has banking fallen so far behind with monthly fees and bad service?
Welcome to Megabank. Please hold.
Welcome to Kasasa. Free checking with monthly rewards, refunds on ATM fees, and your choice of cash, music, and extra money to save. Upgrade to a free Kasasa account today. Carried locally at Charter Bank. Do you Kasasa?
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the second segment of Money Talks with Charter Bank tonight. And of course, our special guest tonight is the State Treasurer of Mississippi, Lynn Fitch. In the first segment, we talked about so many different initiatives and programs that have been kicked off at the Treasurer's office with the Treasurer herself and her staff. Many successful programs, and talked about team and several other things. So what I'd like to do in this segment, and by the way, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you coming in. And in this segment, let's maybe talk about the college savings program in the state of Mississippi, and what's unique about it, and why is it important to everyone that listening to this show.
Well, college savings is vital to the growth of our state economically, and then for our children to be educated and be really prepared to be the next workforce. So very fortunate in the Treasurer's Office, we run 2 college savings programs. One is called Impact, Mississippi Prepaid Affordable College Tuition Plan. The other one is MAX, Mississippi Affordable College Savings 529 Plan. So there are a lot of questions. What's different? How do they operate? And so forth. So Impact is a plan that is a prepaid tuition plan. Gives you the opportunity to invest in your child or grandchild's tuition ahead of time, and you can start as early as when they're just born until later on. We're getting ready to open that plan back up for new members October the 1st.
Great.
So it's
Coming
right here.
up, yeah.
It's right here.
Wonderful.
Exciting time. We're looking forward to having new participants. Again, we see this as a great vehicle to save for college, and certainly to do for tuition. You know, we've had to change the parameters of the new program, because you've had to look at, through our actuarial audit team, risk assumptions, the rising cost of tuition. How do we make this a cost-neutral program to the taxpayers?
Yeah.
It's important. It's a full faith and credit program of the state, which is, again, a tremendous element to know that it's always backed by the state of Mississippi, as was the previous one, and certainly critical in understanding that. But again, an opportunity for people to invest, and so we're looking forward to October the 1st and having that readily available for participants.
Wow. That's great. Well, speaking of colleges and universities, we're so blessed to have such great colleges and universities all the way from Ole Miss, Southern, State, and all the way to our community college system, which I believe ranks in the top 5 in the country at this point in time. So it's a wonderful system, great education available through our colleges and universities in Mississippi. And I know firsthand, my son's a state grad. My daughter is an Ole Miss Honors College grad in her master's program at Ole Miss, and she just loves it there. And I know how expensive college education, higher education, can be. What can you tell our listeners on how to perhaps save for that, and what are the differences between the two programs, Max and Impact?
Well, again, with the Impact, that is a tuition prepayment plan.
Gotcha.
And that allows you to capture the costs now. You pay for them for tuition in the future for your child or grandchild. Now, Max, another great plan that we operate, it allows you to put in whatever is affordable to you. What's affordable for the family? If it's $25 a month, that's great. If it's $1,000 a year, but it really fits the needs of the individual families to be able to do that. Now, our Max plan is one of the best in the country because you get up to a $10,000 state tax deduction if you file single.
Yeah.
If you file jointly, it's up to $20,000 a year.
Sure.
So what an opportunity to save for some child and still get the state tax deduction. So we're very blessed. Now we've got a new outreach model. We're moving forward with our Max on payroll deduction because we believe that there's an opportunity for people, to put up whatever the amount they feel is comfortable with them. 15, 25, or whatever, and it's one of those options that you can change it. If you choose that you want to put up $50 a month or $100, you have a lot of flexibility to meet the needs of the families at that point. So those are our two different ones, Max and Impact. Now the difference with Max is you can use it for tuition and room and board and books.
Wow.
So that's a array of opportunities, and you can do both of them. If you wanted to do the prepaid, the Impact, you can do that, and certainly to have a Max plan as well. Because room and board and books, as you know and as I know, are still very expensive, and you want to meet that the need. This month is College Savings Month, September.
Oh, good.
So a big push from our office to let people be reminded that college is here, and that if you hadn't started saving, your third grader is halfway to college, and so that's important to start thinking about that. But college savings, we are doing a lot on our outreach. You can go to our website and look, and there's a financial literacy quiz. So if you take the financial literacy quiz and you get all 5, then you get to be put into a drawing for a Max 529.
Yeah, so the pressure's on to make 5 out of 5. I may have to study to get to that point, but that sounds like a great opportunity. It's College Awareness Month. College Savings Month. And I was on your website the other day, and I've got to tell you, it's magnificent, and it really tells the story of what you guys have been doing and some of the successes. And it's always great to see the pictures of your staff on there too, because I know they do work hard and do a great job.
They do. They're
really
instrumental in how we have grown and moved the Treasurer's Office into such a positive manner. So I'm excited about my staff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, back to college savings. Is it important to start? When should you ideally start, and when is the point when it's too late?
Well, ideally, if you have the opportunity, start now. If you have a young child, go ahead and start, because you'll be so delighted that you did, knowing that down the road Tuition's going to increase. You know, over the last 3 years, tuition has increased by almost 20%. So if you look in the future, you can just see that the costs of education are going to increase. And so you can be prepared by doing that, by all means. Certainly the Max is a great opportunity to move forward and just begin that. And if you can't do it until later, that's okay too. But begin thinking and being very cognizant, I need to think about my child's education and their future. And here's why. I loved giving this statistic, and I think it's so important and it's vital to what we do and why it's important to invest. Statistics show that if you invest in a child, whether it's a low dollar amount, big dollar amount, that child is 7 times more likely to go to school and further their education.
Yeah.
So that says somebody believed in that child, somebody thought that child was important and valued, and what a great opportunity for those.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. We have a 10-year-old grandson and a soon-to-be 6-year-old grandson. So I think those are the perfect ages for us to maybe take a look at investing into their scholastic future. I think your point is well taken. That young person that knows that his or her family is supporting them financially adds a little bit of I guess, credence to the process of education and achieving what they really can be, and try maybe give back or earn the savings program that is being put together for them. I think that's a great program. I just love that. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. We do have such great universities and community colleges, so the more we can get our children steered in that capacity is just phenomenal. That's just a win-win success story all the way around.
That's great. You know, with all the success that you've had over the last few years, and maybe looking at the future, the state of Mississippi, what do you see taking place for you and for the state, maybe over the next 5 or 10 years?
Well, we've got some good things on the horizon. Certainly the things that we're putting into place are for the long range. You know, we don't make decisions that are just immediate. How do we affect 3 years out, 5 years out, 10 years out? Certainly all these programs do that with college savings, financial literacy. It's a changing and a shifting of the financial culture. I think that's important as we grow our jobs, as we bring new businesses in. It's important that we have that workforce prepared and ready in the, for the next economic boom.
Absolutely.
Because they truly are the ones that will be sitting in our chairs at some point. So that's important. The state as a whole is doing very well. We balanced our budget by the Constitution. We have over $400 in rainy day funds. And we are not using one-time monies. You know, we were in a posture due to Katrina that we had a lot of one-time monies. Now we are not doing that. What does that say about the state? That says we have very good sound fiscal policy. The rating agencies look at us and say, you know what, they're very good stewards of their dollars. They are looking long range. They understand where they have to be in order to monetarily move ahead and economically move ahead. It says a lot about where our state is. We are a little bit behind the bell curve. We always are. The southern states tend to be about 6 months behind, but we are doing very well in tax collections. Again, that says people are back and people are investing in the state.
We're seeing some of that here on the coast. George Freeland was joined us on the show a few weeks ago, talking about the economic condition of Jackson County itself, and he just rattled off 5 major successes that took place the week prior to him being on the show. And I know the economy in Jackson County itself is one of the strongest in the state and one of the strongest in the United States right now, largely due to our large industries and that kind of thing. But you can see it spreading across the coast as a lot of the casino resorts and several new hotels are being planned. We had the White House Hotel open not long ago, and that's certainly a big part of our history and culture, and it was so significant for us to see that open. But we're seeing with the new baseball stadium coming in and the development in downtown Biloxi, Vieux Marche, and Riverview, starting to see a lot of activity there. So we're feeling very optimistic, and I think economy here on the coast over the next 4 or 5 years is just really going to explode, and we're trying to position ourselves to do that. So it's pretty exciting. Now you were, in your mission, you're to secure and invest the the financial status for the state. What does that mean, and how do you go about doing that?
Well, as the Chief Financial Officer, our office runs all of the transactional work for the state of Mississippi. So we do about $25 billion or more a year in transactional work.
Wow.
Because all dollars come to the Treasurer's office, and then they're dispersed to the correct agencies. So we've looked at efficiency, we've put in processes, we're streamlining, because that's important to make those happen timely and to the right recipients, and as we've got such a huge flow of money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's really interesting, and that you and your staff are charged with that. And being in the banking industry, being a banker with Charter Bank, it's important to us to have the state on solid financial footing, and I think that's a terrific effort. What else do you think our audience might want to know about the work that you do and some of the other initiatives that are taking place? You might even speak to the how to go about finding out if there is property or funds that are available that should go back to one of our listeners.
Oh, absolutely. I would encourage people to please check the website, because there's a vast array of information, and thank you for those kind words about the website. It's meant to be very user-friendly, it's meant to be very transparent, and to get information to the public. Certainly go to the unclaimed property. You can check your name there. We've got a great staff that can further that action if you do have monies, and try to get that back as quickly as possible. Like I said, over $33 million since I've been in office to return is just exciting.
Where does that money come from? Is it maybe a tax refund that didn't get back to the person, or how does that work?
That's a great question. By statute, if a company, a utility company, a bank, an insurance company can't find the rightful owner after 5 years, they're charged with giving the money to the Treasurer's office. And then we've really taken that on as a mission. How do we get back? And it's been very rewarding when we've been able to give people $100,000 back, and now they can invest in a college savings account, or someone who is in need of money because of medical bills and so forth. Or to a nonprofit that's a charitable organization for children. So we've had a vast array of people that we've been able to benefit and help. So certainly go to the website there and look at that. Team can go to the website again and visit that part and see what all you can do as far as being a donor or participating, volunteering, and seeing the schools. Exciting.
It's very exciting.
And then certainly our college savings, all the information is there, and we can help out to get people registered, to give more information. And start savings. I was looking at Jackson County alone. There are 37% of households have children under 18. Great growth opportunity to get college savings moving here.
Well, this is all wonderful news, and we as residents in the state of Mississippi appreciate the work that you're doing there, and the great care that you're taking to take care of the funds and the state of Mississippi, and your creativeness in putting together these new initiatives, and your willingness to look at programs to make sure that they are successful both for the state and for the residents in the state of Mississippi. So, Lynn, thank you so much for being here today. You've been a great guest, and we really appreciate you coming down to WKFK and Pascagoula to be our guest today on Money Talks with Charter Bank. Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. I've been enjoying just getting to visit with you and talk about all the positive things that are happening in the state of Mississippi.
That's great
so
news.
Thank you so kindly.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us tonight for this segment of Money Talks with Charter Bank. Please join us again on Tuesday nights at 7:30, and every Tuesday night at 7:30 on WKFK Channel 7. Thank you. Money Talks with Charter Bank, a show about money and financial issues that affect you. One-to-one banking, it's how we measure success. Money Talks with Charter Bank.
We're always looking for better ways to do things, but with some banks, better for them isn't always better for you.
You've reached Mega Megabank. Press 1 to hear your current balance. Press 2 to hear these options again.
Introducing free Kasasa checking. When you do stuff for us, like swipe your debit card or get e-statements, we make it even better for you with cash back and refunds on ATM fees. Kasasa, carried locally at Charter Bank. Do you Kasasa?